Most women over 60 believe older men are still focused on looks, the hair, the figure, the face. But the truth? At this stage of life, men are noticing something completely different. 4 details to be exact. And once you hear them, you'll never see first impressions the same way again. Because after 60, attraction shifts. It's no longer about flawless skin or surface charm. It's about the quiet signals that reveal who you really are. Signals men register instantly, often without even realizing it. And those signals can make you far more attractive than you think. Welcome back to Journey After 60. Today, we're uncovering the 4 things men notice first about a woman after 60 and why those details spark a kind of attraction that goes deeper than appearances. Before we begin, if you find value in these conversations, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to Journey After 60, and save it for later. So the next time you wonder what truly draws a man's attention, you'll have these insights ready. Now, let's step into the very first thing he notices, and it's not what most women expect. Number 1. Presence over appearance. The first signal he registers instantly. When a man first meets a woman after 60, the very first thing he notices isn't the hairstyle or the outfit. It's the energy you bring into the room. At this stage of life, men are far less dazzled by polished looks or fashion statements. What cuts through immediately is the sense of presence you carry. Calm, warm, confident, or restless. It's not about being the loudest voice or the most striking face. It's about the way your presence makes the space around you feel. Do you bring a quiet steadiness that puts others at ease? Do your eyes meet his with openness instead of guardedness? These small, nonverbal cues tell him far more than a perfect dress ever could. Most women assume men are scanning for beauty alone, but after 60, what makes a woman attractive is the atmosphere she creates. A relaxed smile, a posture that shows ease with herself, or a grounded tone when speaking. These are signals men register in seconds, often without realizing it. If you want to make a lasting first impression, focus less on perfection and more on being present. Slow your pace, breathe, and let yourself actually enjoy the interaction. Instead of worrying whether your outfit hides every flaw, ask yourself, am I showing up with warmth? Am I making this moment lighter or heavier? That difference is what men notice first. When you understand this, you stop trying to win attention through appearance alone. Instead, you allow your presence to speak for you, and that presence lingers in his memory long after the conversation ends. And once you grasp this, you're ready for the second key, one that moves from presence to perception, the subtle detail he notices next, which reveals far more about attraction than most women realize. Number 2, the spark in your eyes, a window he can't ignore. Long before he notices your words, a man's attention is caught by your eyes. At this stage of life, the eyes reveal more than makeup or even a smile. They carry the story of how you've lived, whether you're weighed down by regret or lit up by curiosity. As the philosopher Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Your eyes are often the first place where those colors appear. A life shaped by bitterness will cloud them. A life shaped by gratitude and curiosity will brighten them. Men notice this instantly, not because they are searching for flaws, but because the eyes silently reveal the truth about how you've chosen to live. A woman after 60 who still looks at the world with interest, with a spark that says, "I'm still here, still alive to life," will always stand out. That spark doesn't come from youth, it comes from engagement. When your eyes light up in conversation, when they show that you're listening fully, or when they shine with humor, a man notices instantly. Too often women assume attraction has to do with perfection, smoother skin, a slimmer figure. But men over 60 are drawn to something they can't fake themselves: vitality. And vitality shows first in the eyes. It's the difference between a polite exchange and a moment that feels alive. If you want to leave that impression, don't worry about rehearsing clever lines. Instead, bring your genuine attention into the interaction. Look at him when he speaks. Let your eyes respond, and don't hold back a laugh or a glimmer of curiosity. Those small flashes tell him more than hours of conversation. And you know what? When a man sees that spark in your eyes, it's not just about attraction. It feels like an open door. He senses that you're someone he can share his world with. And that simple feeling is what makes him want to stay connected. If today's message speaks to you, don't just like and subscribe. Make sure to save this video so you can come back to it whenever you need the reminder. So, while your eyes may reveal the spark that draws him in, it would be a mistake to think attraction stops with what he sees. Because the very next thing that captures his attention isn't visual at all. It's the sound of your voice and the way its tone and rhythm make him feel. Number 3. The voice that sets the tone, more than just words. Many women assume men only care about what you say. But after 60, men are paying closer attention to how you say it. The tone, the rhythm, the calm or warmth in your voice. These subtle qualities shape how he feels in your presence long before the meaning of your words sinks in. A sharp, hurried tone can make a simple question feel like pressure. But a steady, warm voice can turn even ordinary small talk into something soothing, something that makes him want to linger. Men over 60 are often carrying stress, health concerns, or unspoken worries. So when your voice offers steadiness instead of tension, it becomes deeply attractive. I remember a time in my early 60s when my girlfriend Helen often relied on me to run errands for her. At first, I always said yes, even when I was tired or had plans of my own. I thought I was being a good boyfriend. But slowly I noticed something troubling. The more I gave, the less she seemed to value it. It was as if my time had no weight. One day, I decided to gently say no. I explained that I had my own commitments and couldn't take on her request that week. To my surprise, instead of being upset, she paused, and from then on, she treated my time with more respect. That simple boundary didn't weaken our friendship, it strengthened it. It reminded me of a powerful truth. When you honor yourself, others learn to honor you too. That small moment stayed with him. It wasn't rehearsed, it wasn't dramatic, it was simply the way her voice made him feel lighter. Decades later, he still notices it. That's the power of tone. It's not just about communication, it's about creating a space where someone feels at ease. This doesn't mean you need to sound rehearsed or artificial. It means being mindful of presence in your speech, slowing down instead of rushing, letting your laughter be genuine, allowing pauses to show you're listening as much as you're speaking. These little choices can make your voice feel like an invitation instead of a performance. So while the eyes may first catch his attention, it's the voice that holds it, making him curious to know more, to stay longer, to come back again. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these signs have you noticed most in your own life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And this leads us to the final detail, one that doesn't come from how you look or sound, but from something deeper. The way you carry yourself through life, and why that presence alone can be irresistible. Number 4. The way you carry yourself. Confidence that needs no words. If there's one thing men over 60 notice almost instantly, it's how a woman carries herself. Not the brand of her clothes or how flawless her style appears, but the quiet confidence in her posture, her pace, and the way she enters a room. By this stage of life, men have seen enough to recognize the difference between someone trying to impress and someone at ease with who she is. A woman who walks with steadiness, who doesn't shrink into the background or rush to please, sends a powerful signal. I respect myself and I know my worth. That kind of presence is magnetic. I've seen this in my own family. My cousin Ruth remarried at 63 after years of living independently. Her husband James once told me what struck me wasn't her looks or her outfit that day. It was the way she walked in, upright, calm, like she had nothing to prove. I thought, that's a woman I want beside me. And you see, that's the real shift after 60. Looks might be what makes someone glance your way, but it's the steadiness you carry that makes them want to stay. Confidence here doesn't mean showing off or being louder than anyone else. It's simply the quiet message that says, I'm comfortable in my own skin, and I don't need to prove it to anyone. That's the kind of energy men find deeply attractive at this stage of life. So, what should you actually do with all of this? Start small. When you walk into a room, don't rush. Take a breath, stand tall, and let yourself be seen. When you speak, slow down just a little so your voice carries calm instead of hurry. Let your eyes show curiosity. Ask questions that matter, not just polite ones. And most of all, bring your natural warmth into the moment. A smile, a gentle laugh, or a story that makes life feel lighter. None of these things require pretending or performing. They're simply ways of letting the best parts of you come forward. And the more you practice them, the more you'll notice men paying attention. Not because you're chasing it, but because you're living in a way that naturally draws it in. When you put it all together, your presence, the spark in your eyes, the tone of your voice, and the way you carry yourself, you realize attraction after 60 is about much more than appearances. It's about the kind of woman you are and the life you've chosen to embody. So now we've walked through each of the 4 things men notice first, from your presence to the spark in your eyes to the tone of your voice and the way you carry yourself. And now it's time to bring it all together, because the real meaning shows when you see how these pieces fit into the bigger picture. At the end of everything we've explored today, one truth is clear. What men notice first after 60 isn't about chasing perfection. It's the way you carry presence, the spark in your eyes, the warmth in your voice, and the confidence in your walk. These are the signals that speak louder than appearances, and they're what truly make you attractive in his eyes. And here's the deeper value. When you live with that kind of authenticity, you're not only capturing his attention, you're also building a life that feels lighter, freer, and more at peace for yourself. Attraction after 60 isn't about proving yourself. It's about embodying the kind of woman who shines from within. As Maya Angelou once said, "People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel." And that is the essence of attraction at this stage of life. So, if today's message resonated with you, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to Journey After 60, save it so you can revisit these insights whenever you need a reminder, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Which of these 4 things have you noticed most in your own journey? Thanks for watching my video, and see you next time.